Hello, my name is Jonas, and today I'm going to talk about why I bought the Canon XC10. So, this is the Canon XC10. It's a small 4K camera, which I bought mainly to use as a B camera with my Canon C100 Mark II, which I'm filming on right now. Also, I thought it would be good to use on the Movi M5 gimbal, and also under the drone. If I would crash, I wouldn't lose my main camera. And I bought it used at a fairly good price, and I have to say I'm quite pleased with it for what it is. So the Canon XC10 has a 1-inch sensor, which is quite small compared to a full-frame sensor. It has a 3x crop compared to that. And this can be quite good when you use autofocus, because you have a longer depth of field. So when something is a bit out of focus, it won't be as noticeable as when you use it with a camera that have a shorter depth of field because of the larger sensor. If you want to use it and want to have that shorter depth of field, the lens has a very long zoom range, from 27mm to 270mm, 10 times zoom range. And on the longer focal lengths, of course, you will have a shallower depth of field. So it's a very versatile camera in that sense. Ooh. Come on, please. I'm trying to record a video here. Man. The lens only opens up to f2.8, which isn't too bad, but with a small sensor and 3x crop, that is the equivalent to around f8, f8.4 I believe, to be exact. So as you see, it isn't too good in low light, and also when you crank up the ISO you will have some really big issues with ghosting, which make the footage unusable. But when you use it in good lighting situations, it's perfect. One issue when you have too much light is that the lens only closes down to f11. You have an ND filter, which I mapped to be activated on button 2 here, which normally goes to push autofocus. That ND filter basically compensates for the lens only being able to close down to f11. I would recommend getting another ND filter as well to put in front of the lens. When I use the camera, I always use it in 4K if it's of some importance when I'm filming. If it's just like grab the camera for some traveling, holiday videos, that's not that important. I can get away with 1080p, but it's much softer than on the Canon C100 Mark II. If you want to match the C100 Mark II, you have to use it in 4K. Then maybe scale it down to 1080p and export that in ProRes. The one issue is that when I use it on the gimbal, I like to have slow motion, but if I want that good video quality of 4K, I cannot have slow motion. So in that case I have to use the Canon C100 and record on that one instead, which is a limitation to this camera. Would have been nice with some better 1080p, but it is what it is. And even if you use it in 1080p 50 frames per second with an external recorder, it won't get any better image quality on the external recorder. It's the same, which is really strange. It's the same soft image. Maybe not strange, but I guess it's due to the internal processing of the camera. One more problem with the camera is that when you're out in bright sunlight... Oh, it's windy again. Another problem with this camera is that when you're out in the bright sunlight, you have a loop which attaches to the back of the LCD screen like so. But I found that this loop doesn't work really great with someone who uses glasses. For someone who doesn't use glasses, or I don't know, maybe use lenses in their eyes instead, I guess this is fine. But also you cannot use sunglasses with it. You won't see everything. And maybe you can get one from Sakuro or some other third-party manufacturer. So when I'm matching this one with the C100, I always shoot in Canon log. I always shoot in Canon log as well on the C100, and well, Canon log makes this very versatile and easy to work with in post. So I set it to 4K, C-Log, and I bring in my media into the computer and render it to ProRes in Final Cut Pro, which is really optimized now. I have an old MacBook Pro, and the render time is about 2.5 times the length of the actual video, which I find is reasonable. In After Effects or Premiere, it's much longer. Then I edit it on my PC, but I always want it on ProRes. So that's the Canon XC10. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Until next time, bye.